Well, what's going on, you guys? I'm here once again, not in the same spot, of course. I try not to visit the same spots twice. But again, I'm in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of oblivion, really, as us all, right? As with us all. So we are here to address a question that another one of our subscribers posted to us. You know, Rich Wealthy, of course, the famous subscriber, Rich Wealthy, longtime supporter of the channel. Long ago, allegedly, he asked me to talk about this topic. And then, you know, clearly I forgot. And then I think recently, someone reminded me to do it, you know, after hearing the comments of another person inside the live stream. So I'm here to address it. So today we're going to talk about soul ties. There's a whole plethora of information on the internet about this stuff, you know, soul ties and the dark implications of soul ties. But there's a little bit of a gray area about how long it takes to clear a soul tie, because the only time that we're actually referring to these things is when we're trying to rid ourselves of these things, not necessarily trying to initiate them or create them, because that's the easiest part to do. So we're going to talk about soul ties. We're going to talk about essentially what they are and my theory on how to get rid of them, right? That's worked for me based on my experiences that I've had in my past. So like, comment, subscribe, and let's get right into it, shall we? Let's talk. So a soul tie, right? It's clearly something ethereal, and it's created between two people after the act of sexual union is established. For the for the lunkheads in the chat, what that means is that after you do a little boom boom and pow pow, there's a little bit of this invisible spiritual thread between the two of you that links you guys together. It's not necessarily something like, for the Naruto watchers, like Kankuro, right? And his chakra strings connecting to a puppet. No. But what it is essentially is that the karmic threads of both your lives are now interwoven, meaning that the karma that the other person has is now taken upon your karmic debt that you have to pay since you've entered this wonderful, beautiful reality. As a result, your reality sort of changes. You'll have a lot of different situations that will pop up depending on the amount of karma that you have taken on from this other individual that you have unionized with, softly speaking. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty, because like I said, there's not a lot of information on YouTube talking about how to get rid of these soul ties, right? How to get rid of them. Right, that's the question of the day, the question of the year, the question of the century. The trick is, for males, of course, it's much easier. Of course, when you're on semen retention, if you've seen my previous videos, right, talking about the emulation of karma, when you are on the practice of semen retention, and just the restructuring of your physical reality based on the advanced state of your subconscious due to the absorption of the God particles from the semen retention practice. When you are on this practice for a long period of time, you are going to be presented, assuming, right, hypothetical situation, that you have already, what's another good word, another good verb? Fornicated, right, with your, the significant other, or just some other person that you just saw at a nightclub, or wherever you young people meet each other nowadays. Assuming that you've already committed that act, you are going to already have that karma of the other person interwoven with your karma, meaning that you have already started on the path of trying to get rid of the karma, because life is about clearing your debts. That's essentially what it is. With the practice of semen retention, right, you are now presenting, you know, that reality, the new reality is now within your midst, including that interwoven reality mixed with the karma from the other person, right, that you unionized with. And you'll be presented with it. You'll be presented with it day by day in waves and in echoes. What you need to do is confront that karma. You need to triumph over these situations. A lot of them will be bad, you know, because a lot of what is going on in the world is bad, and therefore the partners that you guys are so eager to unionize with, right? Because they're all so attractive. Thanks to our wonderful fallen angel Azazel, right? Teaching makeup and whatnot. There is just a whole midst of darkness in the world. Therefore, the people that you are unionizing with are full of that darkness, and therefore, your reality is going to be tainted with it. It shouldn't come as a surprise. Like I said, when you're on the practice of semen retention, you are going to be confronted with this in waves. It's not going to come at a delayed time. It's going to come almost immediately based on how long you are on the practice. And you have to go through it. You have to confront it, and you have to go through it, and you have to triumph over it with an objective mind and a steeled resolve. There is no turning back. The moment you start to waver on this practice and falter in terms of your stance, the stance taken, you are going to find some way to validate to yourself, to establish yet another soul tie, binding you to the Maya of this world and the darkness therein. This is just the long, the tall, the short of it. This is how I've dealt with my sort of soul ties. That's right, Somer del Piso had a whole plethora of soul ties in his life. When I was younger, I used to have a lot of fun. Let's just leave it at that. Of course, heterosexual fun. We're not that experimental. But, at the end of the day, I was confronted. My reality was changed, to be honest. So much, in fact, that I responded to these things. I reacted to this new reality in a very aggressive way because I didn't understand what was going on. And of course, when there's a lack of mentors in this physical reality about the things of the metaphysical, the things of the higher realms, well, you're going to bump into walls perpetually. You will fall into pits perpetually. You will trip up and stumble perpetually. Because there's a lack of mentors about this sort of truth, this sort of metaphysical truth, there's inevitably you will stumble, inevitably you will fall, especially when it comes to the regards of sex. You see, in this reality, sex is taken so lightly. It's seen as something so small, but in fact, it's one of the most powerful energetic practices or energetic activities that one could involve themselves in. When not guided correctly, you can be making very, very horrible mistakes. Soul ties, we established what they were. We established based on my experience and just how to combat something that is of an energetic source with an activity and a practice that is also energetic in its source as well, in origin. So with that being said, we could bring up the question of the day, right? Something just for you guys to think about. Knowing that soul ties, change your reality because it has to do with the interweaving of fates and the interweaving of karma, which inevitably leads to the interweaving of fate, with the person that you are fornicating with. Should one still seek to have these physical carnal unions with individuals, knowing that there's this metaphysical penalty out there, this ethereal punishment that awaits for us all whenever we transgress? That is the question. My answer to that question is absolutely not. Whatever you guys want to do, you do it. But with all the information that is littered on my channel based on semen retention and just energetic exchanges in general, and of course my answer to the soul ties question, I don't think that you guys should be playing around with the spiritual realm at all. I think that it is a very dangerous and spacious reality that we should not try to summon by any means. So that is my response to the soul ties question. For the people that are in the midst of the changed realities, the altered realities, based on the soul ties that they have with the individuals that they've been mixing with. It is going to be life is going to be very, very full of pressure. You will lose jobs because all of these little physical things, like, these riches that we've come to hollow so much, like having a BMW or having a duplex apartment in the middle of the city, whatever city that you're in, Amsterdam, Tokyo, Seoul, having access to many, many women, having access to many, many different types of jobs and just people in general of a higher class, right? These are all physical things. These are all things that exist within the physical reality that could be changed in an instant the moment your frequency does not match these aforementioned physical things. You need to steel yourself spiritually. You need to ascend and try to improve yourself, improve the metaphysics of your reality, right? Of your existence, of your personality, of everything. And you will find your answers very, very quickly. I.e., for men, go on semen retention, stay on semen retention. Whatever happens to you, understand that semen retention is the correct objective choice, and everything else comes second to it. Always remember that, no matter how hard that practice comes. And in regards to getting rid of your soul ties, stay on the practice of semen retention and you will be revealed the correct objective truth. And with that being said, that is all I have to say about soul ties. If you guys disagree with anything I'm saying, leave your comments as you guys usually do, because I love to debate. I love to talk to you guys about this stuff, because honestly, no matter how much I smile, no matter how much I enjoy things, and you know, I respond to the darkness and the anger of the world, I am aware of the deep gravitas of evil and darkness in this place. But it doesn't hurt being happy and going with the flow of it, right? Because it's just, you just have no choice but to be happy, right? I'm fully aware of what goes on in this place. But remember, I have the pillars of personality in me, the true natures in me. Semen retention, sobriety, and my purpose. I can hear anything in this reality. I can feel everything in this reality, but it will not affect me and my resolve. And that's how we all need to be. Don't let this place get you down, my friends, lads, and stay radiant, always. I'll see you guys in the next video. Woo!